There's been a major breakthrough in the fight against COVID-19 in the United Kingdom. A low-dose steroid treatment, Dexamethasone, which is cheap and widely available, is now being used to treat seriously ill COVID patients, and the first results have been very positive. In trials led by a team from Oxford University, around 2,000 COVID patients were given dexamethasone drug. The results were compared to more than 4,000 who did not receive the drug. For patients on ventilators, it reportedly cuts the risk of death from 40% to 28%. For patients needing oxygen, it cuts the risk of death from 25% to 20%. That's the big story that's making the headlines now in the fight against COVID. Joining me now is a very special guest. I'm joined by Dr. Nick Kamak. He's spokesperson, Wellcome Trust, and they've been looking at the entire issue of dexamethasone very closely. There's so much buzz, Doctor, about the drug at the moment, Dr. Kamak, whether dexamethasone can be that first real life-saving drug for patients seriously ill with coronavirus. Do you see it as the path-breaking drug that's being projected?
Well, you know, coronavirus is a new virus for us, and up to now, nothing has been available to make any difference to patients' lives. We've seen the information on remdesivir, which sort of improves the symptoms by a few days, but dexamethasone today is the first drug to be shown to be saving lives. Not all lives in the intensive care unit. 1 out of 8 patients on the ventilator, their life will be saved. But so that's a massive step forward. It's not the answer, but a massive step forward for coronavirus treatment.
You're calling it a massive step forward, Dr. Kamak, there. It says it cuts the risk of death by 1/3 for patients on ventilator and for those on oxygen by about 1/5. Do you see, therefore, it having a massive impact on those today who are on ventilators or in ICU?
Yeah, so even at that extent of benefit, so for example in the UK, that would have saved, if we'd used dexamethasone from day one, that would have saved up to 5,000 lives. So around the world, you can imagine a huge number of lives will be saved using dexamethasone.
Dr. Kamak, of course, the question is, can it be scaled up? And if so, how soon can it be scaled up? We are told the United Kingdom is now reported to have 200,000 courses of the drug ready. The big question is, how soon can it be made available on a large scale across the world?
Yeah, so one great benefit of this medicine is it's been around a very long time. It's generic, it's off patent. There are many manufacturers around the world, and they of course will be able to scale this up, and it can be made cheaply. It's a simple chemical, so in that respect, when we think about global access, which at the Wellcome Trust is a priority for us, we're excited that this drug has the potential to be made and scaled for use for individuals in the intensive care units around the world.
A final question there, Doctor, because in India we have already approved remdesivir as a possible treatment now, do you seem to believe that this particular drug will be even a step ahead of remdesivir?
I think this is absolutely a step ahead. There are large number of patients in the recovery study that showed a real benefit from a mortality perspective, which remdesivir hasn't shown up to now. So yes, this is the first real big step forward for treatment. But as I mentioned, not now for us all to stop trying to find further treatments and vaccines for this pandemic.
In fact, that was, Doctor, my last question. Is this a step ahead in finding better drugs, better medication? And of course, is the final goal still the vaccination? So therefore, this is now part of the step-by-step approach to look for better drugs and better medication for coronavirus.
Yeah, so exactly that. I think this is treating the inflammatory condition that is the biggest problem at the later stages of the disease in the ICU. What we need are specific antivirals that will stop people ending up in the hospital in the first place. That's what we really need. We want to be able to give people who start to have symptoms a specific antiviral that will kill off the virus and they won't need to even go to hospitals. That's the ambition, and we must not stop striving for that.